Sentinella together.
Yeah, we were cellmates at Centinela for some time. Some people get life sentences, we never see them again. And so it was a blessing being able to be right there with him because I didn't think he was ever gonna come home. But just so happened he got blessed and now we out here together.
This is a better path right here. Here's a better chance. We'll pick you up from school. We'll drop you off. We'll give you the clothes that he didn't have to put on your back. We'll sign you up for football and make sure you get to practice.
Sure.
And this is what Press Play offers. And that's why I would want to be a part of it, because what they're doing for the community, they're doing positive things. Like I said, I was in prison when they was doing this. And like he said he's proud of him, I'm proud of him because I see what he's doing. And that's his son, and he's here showing him the different ropes. Because his son could have actually been in the streets following who his dad used to be. But now he sees his dad as this person. And that's the blessing of it.
All right. So can both of you just state your name, age, and where you're from?
Palmer Pitts, 31, I'm from Pasadena, California.
And I'm Jamon Sanford. I'm 36 from Pasadena, California.
Now, how do y'all know each other?
We grew up together. Him and my other brother, Pammy, they best friends. His dad was my coach. I used to walk to his house every day to get a ride to baseball practice up in Altadena when I stopped playing right here at Jackie Robinson.
So it's like his house, his mom is my mom. I spent most of my time at his house when they was young. Me and Pammy grew up, like I said, he was my arch enemy playing football, and that's how me and Pammy got close. Then that's how I got to know their family, and then they adopted me into their life. So like my mama look at them like they sons, and his mama look at me like I'm her son.
Mm-hmm. And we live a few streets apart from each other. We walk back and forth to each other's house.
Man. And you guys ended up both at Sentinella together.
Yeah, we were cellmates at Centinela for some time before one of my other brothers came, and then me and him was cellmates. But we was together for a while. Yeah.
So what year was it that you guys both ended up at Sentinella together?
Probably like 2019. I think about 19. You came right
No,
before
it
COVID.
was 18.
18? Yeah, 18.
I left right before COVID. Yeah, 2018.
So we was there together at the same time. They was just on B yard and I was on A yard. So they was on the 4 yard still, and I was on the 3 yard. So once they points came down, they came over and he came into the cell with me. And then his brother came a little bit later.
No, he came first.
Oh, he came first?
He was in the cell with D-Dog.
Okay, yeah. So he came, his brother came first, went downstairs from me, and then he came and I moved him into the cell with me. So we was all on the same building. Same building, same yard.
Now, it's B over it. It's too smooth. So no, it's definitely unfortunate, but in ways you could look at it as being a fortunate situation that you had somebody there going through that with you. Like how do y'all look at it?
For sure, that's the easy part. Like having them there and his other brother, for me, because like I said, they had dates to go home, so I knew one day that they was gonna go home. But for me, being a lifer is like this is my family. So it was easy for me to do the time because I know I can go over there with him when he wasn't in my cell and have fun. I know if I needed something, they was gonna be there for me. So it's easy when you're surrounded by family. And for me, this was my family in the inside.
And not only that, it's like I was young when he went to prison. And we used to write letters back and forth, and he used to try to convince me to stay out of trouble, but my mind was made up. And so some people get life sentences, we never see them again. And so it was a blessing being able to be right there with him because I didn't think he was ever gonna come home. I mean, we all know the system. You get a life sentence, sometimes you in life in prison. But it never crossed my mind like maybe he gonna get out. Like, yeah, it's a possibility is there, but it's like you gotta adapt to reality. He got a life sentence, so we gotta treat it as such. Can't convince ourselves. So being able to be there with him is like, at least I got to spend time with him if he did spend the rest of his life in prison. But just so happened, he got blessed and now we out here together.
So how does that feel now that you guys are able to reunite on the other side when we thought it would never happen again?
I mean, it's a blessing. We could raise our kids together. We could see each other whenever we want. He come to my house and work out with my son. I mean, it's a blessing. It feel good.
For me, it's more like Like I said, I feel like at one point in my life, I was a bad influence on his life. But now it's like when I was in there, he started this stuff. So I'm seeing him from in there, the stuff that he's doing. Now I feel like he's helping influence my life to get out to where this is what I got to do. You know, let me go be with Palmer and them. So now that I'm out, it's like we just reunited our family like how we was before prison, except we on some positive stuff now. Now we looking at life different. Now we know better, you know, so we doing better. Now we understand we got the tools to deal with the things that bothered us before. Now we both, you know, we sharpen, you know, so it's just lovely, you know what I mean? It's just lovely that we can hang out every day knowing that we not thinking about how we used to think. We not thinking about it. We trying to do better.
Not trying to do better, man. Y'all are doing better for real.
And just like he said, he the youngest. I'm the youngest one. So these is my brothers. These is my role models growing up. So whatever they was into, whether it was good or bad, I'm gonna have their back. And I thought it was the okay thing to do. So, you know, but now we all on a different page. We all adults. We all trying to be positive. So we got the same goals.
Absolutely. And I know, you know, you spoke about it in a previous interview, but again, can you explain to us what Press Play Fitness and Mentoring is?
Press Play Fitness and Mentoring is something that me and my brother came up with. First, it went from a couple kids would come spend the night at my house. We take them to the gym, work out with them, try to keep them in shape. People would ask us, like, how much y'all charge? But we wasn't trying to charge anybody. So we just like, let's create a business out of this. And we could spend our time working out with kids, mentoring them, giving them an insight of our lives, our upbringing. And so now that's what we do. When he was in prison, I told him about it. Now he's seen it. Now he see it for himself. And I want us to all come together because we live in examples of what could be. And we got the bigger end of the stick because we got our freedom. It's some people that got the short end of the stick. We left a lot of friends in prison, a lot of brothers in prison that got the short end of the stick that may never come home. But our goal, though, is to get the youth to not end up like us. And it sometimes, not saying that anybody can't do it, but sometimes you got to go through stuff to really be able to connect with some of these kids. And that was it. So we love to play sports. So we like, let's get their attention playing sports. And we add the mentoring part in. So now it's coincide with each other to where they don't overthink it. They just accept it.
Not only that, I think he also creating opportunities for like you said, for them brothers who we knew noticed in there. So when they get out, this could be a full business by then. And now he can get them dudes a chance, get them jobs. So where they don't have to go through what I went through.
Yeah. He been out a month, and I called him a couple weeks ago, like, hey, it's a job opportunity. You want to do it? He like, yeah. I want to be able to do that and offer jobs of my own business. So that's one of my biggest goals, create job opportunities for us, the youth, and those who have problems fitting in with society and just waking up and getting a job.
Beautiful, man.
How do y'all balance being able to like talk to the youth, mentor them through your own stories, while also trying to get them on the right path without glorifying your own systems?
Like me, I said, I try to point out the bad. I stay away from the good, and I really try to point out the bad and make them understand, like, this is the worst possible situation. Waking up every single day thinking they trying to give me a life sentence. Waking up every single day, I may not make it home. I could go to the yard right now, it could be a riot, and somebody could kill me. Or I could go do something to somebody and end up with even more time. So I try to break it down to them in the worst possible way. You got to drink water that's brown. We put this water in our cup, this water brown. Your shower may have no hot water today. So that's how I give it to them. Like, I give them the worst possible version, which is all truth, all facts. I don't try to glorify how me and him used to have fun, how we had fun with y'all. I don't glorify that. I do talk about how people like y'all come in to help us. Like, that's inspirational. But I talk about how, yeah, we have fun on the yard. We play football, play basketball. All that's all fun and games. But we still got to go back to that cell and reflect. We're not going home tomorrow. So that's how I try to break it to them.
So for me, it's more, it was the same, but it's like you said, the same way we had uncles and family members that was in the game, we looked up to them for the negative stuff they did in their life. So a lot of dudes look up to us, whether we know it or not, for the negative stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's the way for me to pull them in. Think that I'm gonna talk about this negative stuff, but I'm really about to feed you this new growth, this new person that I am. And then I can show you something better. Give you another opportunity. Like for us, we didn't take that opportunity that the dude probably was trying to teach us. But now it's like I hope the youth see that you don't got to go down that path. You don't want to go down that path. This is a better path right here. Here's a better chance. We'll pick you up from school. We'll drop you off. We'll give you the clothes that he didn't have to put on your back. We'll sign you up for football and make sure you get to practice.
Sure.
And this is what Press Play offers. And that's why I would want to be a part of it, because what they're doing for the community, they're doing positive things. Like I said, I was in prison when they was doing this, and like he said he's proud of him, I'm proud of it because I see what he's doing, and that's his son, and he's here showing him the different ropes because his son could have actually been in the streets, following who his dad used to be, but now he see his dad as this person, and that's the blessing of it.
Yeah, that's another thing we do. Some of these kids, we get them back and forth to school, football practice. We've been working on trying to get a van, trying to find funding so we could have a whole program, getting them to school, to and from school, our own after-school program, all of the above. That's some of our goals that we want to add in with Press Play.
Absolutely. So you say you're working on getting a van right now?
Yeah, we're just trying to find a way to come up with some funding so that we can get a van, a 15-seater or a 12-seater. We want to do a program with one of the high schools, and some of the kids that's not fortunate to go to a better school or to have even rides to school, we want to be able to do a carpool to and from. So that's one of our plans right now. My cousin, Lance Mitchell, he graduated from John Muir. It's his age and went to Oregon State to play football, but he's a head coach over there. So me and my other brother, we're trying to go over there and coach, and we're trying to get a carpool to get kids to be able to go to that school. So some of the kids, they move to other cities, but their parents still want them to go to school here, can't get them to schools in these other cities. So we want to be able to create that avenue to get these kids, keep them the talent in Pasadena. That's our goal. We want to keep the talent in Pasadena, whether it's Muir, PHS, Marshall, Blair. We want to keep the talent out here instead of our best kids. I got a million schools calling me, can your son come here? But I want him to go to school out here. And I don't feel any threat or danger or nothing like that because the city it's not what it once was. So our goal is to keep the kids from one or two kids going to these private schools and keep it here because we're splitting up the talent. And it's a lot of talent out here.
And as well as, like you said, Lance Mitchell, he's a head coach at here. Like, we grew up. He grew up, he's a year under me, but I know him. I personally know that he's going to get the kids his all. So for me, if my daughter was to go to school, I would send her to Muir. If I had a boy that played football, I want her to play for Lance Mitchell. I wanted him to be coached by them because I know that they're going to give the kids their all. I know that they're going to care for the kids. I know that if my son or daughter needed something, that they would be there. It wouldn't just be another kid to them. It would be like family. So John Muir for me is family because that's where I graduated from too. And I know all the coaches up there. And I know that my son will be in good hands over there.
What are you doing for yourself? Like, what kind of things are you guys doing for yourself, for your mental health and even or your emotional health? Because I know all these things are great, but we all, even people in service, we get burnt out. And I think that when we hit that threshold, that moment can lead to feelings of negativity. Not saying you want to be volatile or do bad things, but just having low vibrating feelings, whether it's just depletion, sadness, depression, whatever the case may have you. If you haven't experienced it yet, what are some of the things you do from keeping you from getting into that space? And if you have experienced that space on the outside, what do you do to serve yourself and to just kind of have that peace for yourself?
The lawyer who I was talking about, she was just telling me that. But for me, it's the early stages of me getting out. So like every day is happy for me because I just went through what I went through. But what I do now is like I drive to his house every day to work out with his son. Like that's my peace. Working out for me is where I gain peace because I shut everything down. And then I have fun just watching him do the stuff, not even try, do the stuff that I'm showing him, which I know is gonna help him. And that's peace for me. Working out is peace. That's where I get. Or just like me, being at home. I just love to be at home in my own bed. Like I get to wake up in the bed that's mine. I ain't gotta worry about nobody except my daughter and my stepson. That's peaceful for me. I just like to be at home. I can turn the channel to whatever team I wanna watch. Like it's so peaceful for me. So I guess maybe down the line, once I get like back out being out here long enough, it might be a different thing, but I go to church on Sundays. That's peace for me. I have fun with the family. That's peaceful for me. I go to his house just to laugh and joke with them. That's peace.
for yourself?
For me, really playing a video game sometimes. I get away, I just chill and play the video game. But honestly, every day I wake up and have something to do with these kids, that keep me sane. Like having something to do with them and keep me going. And I don't even have time to think about going to do something negative but I've been doing that since I first got out. I used to drive the kids. They used to come spend the night with me. I used to drive from my house and it's an hour away. I used to drive him out here to go to school until I got my son out of school out here and put him homeschool and put him in the school I wanted him to go to. I used to drive every day because I look forward to being around these kids. People probably always wonder, like, why is he always with a bunch of kids? My car is always full of kids. I don't got my stuff in the car. It's all kid stuff. But being with these kids and always being able to create events, because I got my own house now, so I don't got to go to the club to have a good time. I don't got to go out to every party. I could have a social event at home with just my family, my close friends, the kids' friends. We could swim, we could barbecue, we could chill, we could watch TV, whatever we want to do. So I like to do stuff on the weekends and just have everybody together and have a good time.
You want to know what's funny about that is his mom used to have a white van. My dad used to have a van. And it's the same stuff they used to do. His mom used to pack us all in her van and take us to go play sports, do whatever else. And my dad and mom used to do the same thing in their van.
Same thing.
He doing exactly what they used to do. What he learned from them.
This is what I know worked for me, because I look forward to waking up and Uncle Jesse, I need a ride, which is his dad. And I'll walk right down the street and we'll ride right past this park. And mind you, I could have walked to this park, but we was riding past this park going up to Altadena to play baseball just so his dad could coach me. And I look forward to that. So I know how it feel having all them kids, all the kids, we got to ride. It's doing something different. We ain't just going to the park. We going up there. We felt like that was a trip every day.
Right.
So I looked forward to it.
Would you both agree that that was some of the happiest moments of your childhood, of your lives that y'all could remember?
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
For sure. But Pop Warner football, like, I played in Inglewood and I played for the Panthers. I used to always go to their house to go watch them play. Like, they was young, so I used to get in the car with their mom and go watch all their games. From his older brother paid me to Diamante, all of them. That was the best time. That's the best time. Like, that was my childhood memories that I can go back to say those was happy moments.
And now here you are, full circle, giving kids that same feeling that y'all felt when y'all was younger.
That's the environment.
I think that's a beautiful connection.
Yeah, and it give us a chance to get to know the kids too. Like one of the kids, this dude, little kid named Anthony in high school, and he always come to my house. The bigger kid, he probably about 300 pounds. He's strong, and he always come to my house, but he never have on socks. And so we wouldn't notice if he wasn't at my house. And I'm like, when I picked him up about 2 weeks ago, I'm like, Anthony, did you bring socks today? Because you never have socks and I always give him socks. And he was like, honestly, I don't have socks. Like, my mom can't afford to buy me socks. But on the outside looking in, if you just see him on the football field, you're not gonna think like this kid don't have socks. So it felt good to ask him, like, are you good? Like, what's, and me and my brother took him to the store and bought him some socks. And he was like, honestly got 2 pairs of drawers. So it feel good. And if we didn't have these kids with us, we wouldn't be able to help them. And a lot of these kids need help, because how long would it take for that kid to be tired of not having socks and go down the same path we went through, want to gangbang, sell drugs, rob houses, do whatever he got to do to make money? So it's like, I look at it like that. How long was it going to take for him to just get out there and just say, forget it?
Anthony would have been you.
Exactly.
You know?
And that's what I'm trying to avoid in this generation. That's what we want to do. But if you just judge them instead of trying, you would never know.
Absolutely, man. Well, yo, I just want to say, man, on behalf of Between the Lines, on behalf of myself, man, I'm proud to know y'all. I'm proud to see the progress that has been made. I'm proud of you guys sharing your story, your life experiences, and all the things that you're out here doing for the youth, man, for real. Thank y'all for allowing us to hear your stories and be able to tell your story and share it with other people. Sincerely, man, anything that we can do to assist or help, we're down for it, and I look forward to collaborating with y'all in the future, for real.
We appreciate y'all for being real and even connecting with us out here on the streets and not forgetting about us and not forgetting about those locked behind the walls. We appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Love.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate you, man. For real. This is
Tom.
beautiful.
My God, appreciate you.
Beautiful.
That's what the people in the comments need to see, though. That's the part. The comments that they need to see, like, they need to really see y'all coming to those prisons. For a lot of people, it really is a blessing. It really, when y'all showing y'all grace by doing that, a lot of dudes, it really is a blessing. Like I watch your Instagram all the time just to see, like I was on the yard with most of them dudes.
We look at it and be like, oh, we know him
like, man,
from this yard. Like,
and when I'm looking at
every
him,
other
like,
day.
man, this dude really smiling and really a part of the basketball stuff. And I'm looking at him like who he used to be. But y'all bring out that inner kid. I tell dudes all the time, like it's an inner child in everybody. No matter what you create, like I created myself to be this tough dude, but in me it was always this inner child. And when y'all come, it brings out that inner child. And I don't even think I'm this old moniker who I used to be. I'm thinking like I'm Jermon again.
Right.
So when y'all open them doors, no matter what people say, it's like y'all bring out the inner child. Y'all make people want to be better.
Yeah.
That hooping really helps.
I said, we look forward to y'all pulling up. We used to have fun doing that. That was really fun times. Like, yeah, we used to play on the yard, but it was different connecting with y'all, connecting with somebody who cared about us and was coming in to actually have a good time and, you know, take our minds away for a little bit.
That was a proud moment too, though. Like when I seen that, I didn't even know he did that interview that day. Y'all don't know, he wouldn't, I could never see him doing that. When I seen that, like when I finally seen it, like, damn, you did an interview outside? That's not him.
Nah.
So him doing that interview was like, he changing.
Yeah. I remember you saying that too.
I was wild.
Yeah.
Like, man, you was like, man, I just had to say something. This ain't even me.
Yeah.
Like,
I was
you know?
wild.
That's what I'm saying now.
Yeah.
Prison humbled me, though. It humbled me.